Funding for NotAVampyre is provided by viewers like you. Find perks and tiers at patreon.com/NotAVampyre. Thank you. So I somehow convinced Harbeck that this was a great idea, and I convinced myself that it was a great idea. You know, I even convinced myself that it's an amazing idea for me not to use my microphone instead of just going to use the camera audio. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, let's talk about West Side Story, the new version coming up soon. I'm going to be pacing around the apartment a little bit just because I don't want to add images or video, especially ones that might get me demonetized. So new West Side Story. I'm pretty excited for it. I don't know. It's like I'm tentatively excited for it. Just because movie musicals, they don't have a good track record, especially modern movie musicals. It's like a lot of directors, depending on which one you get and like what crew you've got, they're not always comfortable with musicals, like people singing and dancing. Why would they do that? And so anytime that there's a new movie adaptation of a musical, even if it's one that's already been adapted, actually, in fact, if it has already been adapted, then I'm even more concerned. Like, what else is there? Like, what more can they say or bring to the narrative that the previous one did not do? Now, this isn't to be like, oh, they're gonna erase the original, but it's more like, what new ideas are you going to bring to the movie? And especially when it's a big budget movie like this one seems to be. I mean, it's got freaking Speilberg behind it. It's a little scary. Like, what changes are they going to make? It's going to be anything like what we're used to. Not like what we're used to, but more like, is it going to be anything like the stuff we already love? The thing we love the original and the stage play for? Then again, I think I'm being a little too cautious on this because the trailer at least, seems unironically good. I mean, I think it says something that it started out with the iconic, what is that, whistling? Yeah, I think that's whistling. Like, it starts out with that, and it uses a song from the movie, from the score, to, like, play in the background of the images we're seeing throughout part of the trailer. So I think that's a good point. And, you know, maybe they won't be terrified of the fact that they've got a musical on their hands to be seen. And as I said before, it does have freaking Speilberg at the helm. And I don't know if Spielberg's ever done a musical before, but I think he can pull it off. He's still a pretty good director, if I say so. Hold on, Scooter. I'm recording, Scooter. And on top of that, Rita Moreno's involved in it, so that's cool. They at least are hopefully showing some sort of deference to the original, or like, well, you can show deference or try to show deference to the original while also shitting all over it. And it's interesting to note how this is like one of, 3 movie musicals that are coming out this year? We just had Into the Heights. I think the Dear Evan Hansen movie's coming out, and now West Side Story. What does this mean? Are we seeing a new flood of movie musicals now? And I guess I'm a little curious. Why now? Why movie musicals? The thing that was huge, like in early Hollywood, because, you know, talkies, they're new. But now it's like, I don't know, not a lot of people, well, okay, not that not a lot of people are into musicals, but a lot of people have beef with musicals because they kind of don't get it, and they just can't get behind it. Scooter, I'm recording. And that's not necessarily a bad, but it's also like, I don't know, I'm used to people who like movie musicals and who like musicals in general being the outlier, the one who, you know, Hollywood kind of ignores unless it's got something really big. But then again, I'm not opposed to getting more movie musicals. Now, of course, that really depends on what the material it is that's being adapted. Like, I don't want to see a Hamilton the musical because so much of it relies on how, it's on stage and that it has to improvise a lot of things. We can't have that. And that's one of the reasons why Into the Woods, the musical, or the movie musical, did not work, because there's so much on stage stuff that the show is reliant on. I'm running out of breath. Give me a second. There's a lot of stage gags that just don't translate well to film. But a reason why I'm really glad we're getting a West Side Story adaptation now, and why I think actually it's exactly what we need, is because, I don't know if you noticed, but race relations, they ain't really that great. Like, the thing that created West Side Story way back when, they're still happening. They're still very relevant. I mean, consider how we treat immigrants even today, and how crooked the cops are in enforcing that in-baked racism. There's still a lot of the aspects that created West Side Story still around today, unfortunately. So, I guess West Side Story is a great show to be adapting now to film. Just, I don't know, just like with Into the Heights, I can only be tentatively excited for it. But, here's hoping. Alright, Scooter says that I need to have been done filming now, or 10 minutes ago. So,